Good morning, dear students. You remember in my last class, actually, we have read Microsporogenesis, and in that topic, you know how microspore get formed inside microsporangia. So, I would like to remember once again in the sporogenous tissue, every cell behave as a microspore mother cell, and each microspore mother cell undergo meiotic division which give rise to form microspore. And you know how four microspore get formed from one microspore mother cell, because microspore mother cell undergo first meiotic division which give rise to two microspore, and that two microspore again undergo meiotic 2 division which can give rise to 4 microspore. And these 4 microspore actually not get separated because they are actually together 4 microspore, and this is called microspore tetrad. And before going to different kind of microspore tetrad, first we know different type of microsporogenesis according to cell wall formation. So there is two type of microsporogenesis according to cell wall formation. The first one is successive type. You can see the diagram here. What happens, generally one microspore mother cell you consider, that one microspore mother cell undergo first meiotic division which give rise to two microspore, and you see in meiotic division every cell division that can occur by two process. First nucleus divides, that is called karyokinesis, then it is followed by cytokinesis. So ultimately two complete cell get formed. So you can see here that is actually happening, means first this nucleus get divide, so you can see two nuclei here, and after karyokinesis cytokinesis followed. So in the meiotic 1 I can write here, this is the meiotic 1. In meiotic 1 there is two microspore, and after that again in meiotic 2 karyokinesis occurs. So you can find here two nucleus, then another two for this nucleus, then ultimately cytokinesis happening. So finally 4 microspore get formed, and here you can see all the microspore get aggregated, they are not get separated. So what is successive types? The final conclusion of the successive types, after karyokinesis cytokinesis occurs. Then come to another type, and that is simultaneous type. In this case what happens, you know, after karyokinesis cytokinesis will occur, but in this case in meiotic 1 karyokinesis happens, but without cytokinesis again karyokinesis occurs, and after completion of meiotic 1 and meiotic 2 then cytokinesis occurs. So you can say karyokinesis not followed by cytokinesis. After completion of total karyokinesis cytokinesis will occur. So finally 4 microspore obviously get formed, but it is quite different from the successive types. Okay, So this is the two type of microsporogenesis, as you can see, successive type and simultaneous type according to cell wall formation. And another thing you would remember that wall actually, whatever the wall you are looking, that wall actually made up with colors, and you can see here. So colors wall actually present. And another thing, I am repeatedly saying, these are microspore together found, and after dissolution of callus wall they are get separated. So in this dissolution process, one enzyme actually helped. That enzyme name is the callase, and you should remember callase enzyme generally secreted by tapetum. So you know now the another function of tapetum, that tapetum secrete callase enzyme which can dissolve the callus wall in the microsporogenesis process whenever microspore tetrad get formed, and after that microspores are separated to form microspore, 4 microspore. So this is the actually different type of microsporogenesis according to cell wall formation. Now you come to another thing, different type of microspore tetrad. You can see now there is a different kind of microspore tetrad, and this is one type, tetrahedral, mostly found in dicot, means usual type of microspore tetrad. But you can observe here the shape of microspore arrangement. In this manner they are getting arranged, and this type is called tetrahedral. And I think if you look this diagram, one question comes to your mind, I can know. Here you are looking 3 microspore, but we are still saying tetrahedral. So how it is possible? Means you can see here, just I am doing the diagram. Actually what happens, in this manner actually microspore arranged, and onto this back side another microspore present. That's why it looks like in this manner. But don't think it is 3 microspore. No, it is called tetrahedral, and tetra means 4. So you can see this is the forward side, and it's behind another microspore get present. You can see here another microspore. That's why it is tetrahedral. Okay, next, isobilateral. That is very simple one, 4 microspore that are get arranged in isobilateral type, and it is usually found in monocot. So these are microspore tetrad as a usual type, and these are other 3 which is quite unusual. Decussate, you can see here another thing, decussate, and this is the T shape, look like T, and these are the linear set. But these 3 are actually unusual type, and most common type is tetrahedral, which is found in case of the dicot plants, and isobilateral found in monocot plants. Okay.